Hello, everybody, and welcome to the newest indoor adventure in the Legend of the Four Keeps Advent Part 2. I'm trying to move stuff around at the same time as doing all this because I realized I have not provided the proper overlay experience using our D&D Beyond toolset. But let us get into the meat and potatoey bits of this here game. Today is August 26th, 2019, and you are loved. And I feel like that is a very important thing to remember each and every day, not just the days that we stream. And it's also especially helpful for, those who might not even be watching the show yet. Let them know they're loved and we appreciate them. Other than that, other important things to remember. We do this show Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time here at twitch.tv/Indoor Adventures. And we like to include all of our VODs onto youtube.com/Indoor Adventures. And of course, you can find audio casts of what we do here at anywhere that you can find. I got an email thanks to Blink Dog. So thank you, Blink Dog, for throwing biddies at us. So we have all of our podcasts at pretty much anywhere you can find podcasts at Indoor Adventures, and there are already people throwing bits in the chat. There are already people who I have seen do subs and all of those good things. But did you know that there's other ways that you can support the show? One, if you go to patreon.com/Indoor Adventures, you get access to our after show, which we always put on for all of our dear friends after the show is done, called Nights in the Courtyard, where we answer questions not only from you guys, but also from each other. Doing so gains you access to the Discord, which gives you direct access to all of these fine folks. Other than that, we also have a merch store set up. So if you are interested in possibly some sweet merch, such as tank tops, t-shirts, posters, mugs, even bigger mugs, different mugs. We got all sorts of stuff that you can find at bit.ly/adventure merch. Consider checking it out. Other than that, let's get into it. So, RJ, who are you playing tonight?
Hey everybody, I'm RJ here on the channel, and I'm playing Caelum, the Shatterkai Cleric.
Hi everyone, I'm LBHackEmUp, and I'm playing Gwen, the Halfling Barbarian Fighter!
Hi! I'm Cyber. I play Arjan, the Dragonborn Blood Hunter, and also Cleric.
I'm Wings, and I'm playing Coriander, the Eldrin Paladin.
And I am the Indoor Adventurer, and tonight I shall be your Dungeon Master. So, last we left off, Gwen, you were, we picked up while you were still in the confines of a Cloud Giant Gala, having befriended a fair share of other members of the wearable jewelry cast at this gala, including a high elf named Gallius, a goblin named Click Clack, and Mr. Blinky, a beholder by proxy. Having become friends with all of these figures, Gallius ended up detaching his right ring finger, handing it to you, and that was the end of your gala, after you had been forced to wear a green leotard with your hair teased up to make you look like a sunflower. Now, upon returning to the material plane, you ended up meeting up with all of your friends, where Caelum was exhibiting a pretty depressing demeanor, all things considered. You'd seen him be kind of introspective and at more experiencing lull points before, but you had never really seen him this sad. It was at that point that you guys made your way to the Treadthunder Clan, Gwen's old stomping clan. And upon returning, you encountered who Gwen effectively considers to be her brother, Tereso, as well as Shua, the Sky Watcher. After a conversation with Shua, she recognized that there was something not right about Caelum, and after a pretty intense round of combat, where the negative effects of Caelum's magic had taken hold and then were able to manifest in a more tangible means, you guys quickly dealt with all of those internalized demons, and as we return to our scene, all of the smoke and dust has cleared. Caelum, you are now feeling a sense of a sense of levity about you now that you no longer are forced to laugh in terrible situations. You no longer feel this difficult, overarching sense of apathy. And you also don't feel so foolhardily brave. So let us return to the scene as this dust kind of settles.
Caelum. I imagine Caelum's in front of everyone as the dust is finally settling, and he takes a turn, a shaky step forward, and kind of stumbles.
Wow.
Cori will just have to catch him.
Hi.
Hi.
I feel like I could sleep for a week.
Oh, that's good.
That's a relief.
You had us buried there for quite a bit.
I'm sorry. I don't know what all of that, well, I do know what all of that was, but thank you guys.
What are friends for, dude?
Fighting off your demons, apparently.
Yeah, like literally. I mean, I would much rather fight off all your guys' bullshit like that than like the normal way. Not that I have a problem with like dealing with it the normal way. I'm just saying I would rather, if I was given choices, deal with it that way.
I feel like we're much better at that. If we're being honest, I wish we could resolve those kinds of problems in that particular manner more often.
Yeah, me too. Anyways, you guys want to see the rest of the tribe now that we've dealt with that, or are you too tired?
I mean, I could use the walk. I could use some food.
Oh, dude, get ready. Chua!
And as you call out Chua's name, you have to call it out a few times, and like as you're doing it, you get near the edge of the tent as she had left you guys on the inside. But as you kind of call out for her name, you are then met near the outside of this tent by once again this very old-looking Goliath that is sort of just leaning on her staff. You know that she stands much taller if she wants to, and she looks at you. Looks inside of the tent. Everything taken care of?
Everything we could.
It's good.
So yes.
Good.
All of the physical threats are gone.
Well, as much as they can be. Now, what brings you here other than your friend being in dire need of some healing?
Like, specifically here?
Sure. Whether here directly or just passing through. You never seemed one to want to, well, stake a claim anywhere for too long.
That is true. That is the Goliath way, is it not?
She just nods.
Well, we're going up north to, she kind of like nudges, and then she's like, the halfling society up there. It's just for things. I don't actually remember. I was more excited about coming here. What are we doing up here?
Hi, me again.
It's good to
He's
see
leaning
you,
on whomever.
Good to see that you are looking in better spirits.
Thank you for everything.
She
for
just
now.
holds up her hand and just stops your thanks and just says, what I do for the tribe as a whole. As far as I'm concerned, Gwen is still a member of this tribe. You are a friend of Gwen's.
Yeah, sorry, wait, what'd you say there?
As far as I am concerned, you are still a member of this tribe.
Is that in question?
And she pauses for a brief moment and says, things have changed since you have been here last.
Yeah, I heard, but I didn't think your membership could be revoked like that.
Heroes is a... He considers himself a traditionalist.
Uh-huh.
Seeing as how you are not a full-blooded Goliath, he is tentative, to say the least, about your current position here. Myself, Torizo, others, well, like I said, I consider you part of the tribe, but the word of the chieftain goes a little bit farther than the word of the Skywatcher.
Unfortunately. All right, I guess.
I'm sorry. What was the name of that chieftain?
Heros?
Heros.
Common Herous.
His tribe name is the Eyes of Thunder.
And Chua just nods.
Interesting.
Is Volgar already gone?
Yeah, he left several months back. It is a long journey. Wanted to get there before winter set in.
Yeah.
But you must have traveled a long way. Are you hungry?
Yeah.
Place to rest. We've already carted up your beast of burden. Do not worry, they will be taken care of as best as they can. But
Cool.
all of you, you're more than welcome to sleep in my tent, should you so choose.
Thank you. We should probably go talk to the chief, huh?
If that's something you want to do.
I don't know if I have a choice.
You can either talk to the chief directly, wait till the chief comes to talk to you. All depends
Probably piss
on...
him off if I didn't go talk to him.
I think you just being here is going to upset him.
Yeah, well. All right. Okay. Caelum, you were explaining why we're here.
Oh, so yeah, we need to head northwest to the Rookery of Bones.
And her vision, or her expression, clouds a little bit. Why are you trying to go to the Rookery of Bones?
It's a very long story.
Something.
There's a dark star coming this way filled with, like, black worms.
A what?
I don't know.
Dark star.
The Earth is round.
Thank you.
I would have to see it for myself to believe it.
Cori was there. Cori went to the moon.
I've been a lot of places and done a lot of things. Chua, is it? What do you know about the Raven Queen?
Quite a bit. Like your friend said, it is a long story, to say the least. So perhaps we trade stories. You let me know about this dark star, I let you know about my connection to the Raven Queen and as to why it matters.
And food.
And food. All over food, of course.
Well, let's do all of that at once.
Okay. And so, are you guys going to meet the chieftain, or are you waiting for the chieftain to then?
We're gonna wait. We're gonna wait a little bit. We're gonna have a nice meal with Chua before we deal with anything else.
Gonna do a quick rest.
Are we doing a short rest here?
Yeah, you guys can totally take a short rest here.
Oh, I didn't even lose any hit points. Why am I asking?
Oh, so lucky you.
I did face step though, so let's have that short rest.
Okay. So.
So make food.
Yeah, as you guys are kind of sitting around enjoying this food, Teresa ends up bringing a lot of the other Goliaths that seem to remember Gwen's stay, a lot of the ones that she had kind of made friends with, and they're all... He said that he would bring by your guys' buds to dinner. So there is a pretty decent-sized circle going. And Chua is sitting next to Cori, Caelum, and Arjan. Gwen, you have kind of been sequestered off to the side, as you had promised Terizo and his friends the regaling tales of your sexual exploits since leaving the clan, and they're down to listen. They want to know everything that you've been up to, just as a nice.
Yeah. I found out some Dragonborn, not that one, at least not that I know of, have two.
And at that, you see all of them just hands on their heads, just, that's insane! What do you mean?
And they keep them inside.
And at that, you see one of the Goliaths just, he finds it just the utmost repulsive. And even then, one of the Goliaths just stands up and just waves his hand, just, nope. And just walks off. So as you are telling your dear friends about how you were on the run from the Hornion Main police over the last year, we're gonna shift over to the three of you with Chua, and as you are, do you end up telling her the story that you have lived, that you've experienced?
Yeah, I think she gets more than she bargained for. You asked Coriander for a story, and so basically she starts way back from the beginning with Coralon taming the primordial fae, and then she gets the entire thing all the way up to the part where she quote unquote died. And that part she recalls with a little bit more hesitance because she doesn't really know how Chua feels about the Raven Queen. But yeah, she gets everything. Moon Maidens, Raven Queen, Feywild, all of it. Darkstar.
And at the end of it, her eyes are just... She's pretty already cleared out her plate maybe a quarter of the way through the story and has just been sipping on some tea ever since listening to this regale. And then Arjan, did you explain any of the history with Tarlain at all? Nope. Or reference to your draconic markings or anything like that?
Nope.
Okay. So, and then Caelum, what is your side of the story that you are contributing to this, if any?
Probably speak about Brother Groon and the Seekers, right? The robe people in his head. We had
yeah.
keepers of the... I had it last week.
Yeah, no, so you bring up that you have, when you sleep, you experience these people, and she seems almost more okay, I know dream sequences. She gets your side of the story, but Cori's leading up to it is still just that's, you all have been through quite a lot, and honestly, not that long of a time. Are you cursed?
Only
yes, but that's
sometimes.
beside the point.
I was briefly. And she just kind of tips her finger into some water and she's like, oh, would you look at that? Not anymore.
If there is anything I can do to help you, your stories seem rather incredible, but, well, And she just kind of motions to the three of you standing before her. And she says, there's a little bit more backing in the story when you're getting it firsthand.
I can get a bit wordy at times, I understand. But all that aside, I'm really interested to hear about the Raven Queen. You see, she wants to see Caelum, and I honestly don't know what she wants with him.
And it looks like right as she is about to respond to this, there seems to be a commotion kind of coming from the other side of this small party that you guys have been throwing in anticipation of Gwen's honor. And it seems like the small dance that had actually begun, this small like celebratory haka, has been stopped. And coming from the shadows of this small party and then kind of entering in, you see that there is a 7'5" tall Goliath that is where you have seen the shadows of Grayskull are very like tree-oriented, mountain-oriented about his strength and perseverance. You see that this individual has what look to be rolling thunderclouds tattooed down his shoulders. And along his arms, it looks like there are scars from lightning marks, where it just seems like they are blotched and don't really follow a particular pattern, but you see that they are almost in a tattoo-like form. He is wearing these two gauntlets that are made of a very dark grayish metal, and you can see that there are smoky blue gemstones that are actually put into each of the knuckle slots on the actual gauntlets themselves. Thought I was dead, didn't you? We
Bet you saw The Last of Us.
Yes. No. After struggling to fight Comcast, hey, guess what? We did it. We're all back here. It is a seamless transition from what we had before, and is in no way jarring to me as a human being. So, with that, hey guys, thanks for sticking around. Comcast is dead to me. That's all there really is.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Not sponsored by Comcast. Don't want to be. Hit me up, CenturyLink. Let's figure this out, or CenturyNet, or whatever the fuck else we have out here.
Oh,
Anyways.
it's CenturyLink.
Anyways, so we just got to the point where the haka had been disrupted, and Gwen, you saw emerging from the shadows on the outside of this group, 7'5", dark steel gauntlets that this figure wears around their mitts. They have gems inlaid into each of where the knuckles are that are these smoky blue quartz. Oh, thank you, Nefarious Obituary, for all the subs. I'm sorry that we ended up like getting nuked halfway through the intro of this character. This figure also seems to have these same kind of, again, the stormy motifs coming off of their shoulders, and you can see that across their brow they also have what look to be almost like their eyes have turned into thunderclouds, and beneath them are again these same kind of deep tattoo, almost scar looking like things. And as this figure comes in, you see that standing behind them is about a 6'5", 6'6" figure with a robe over them. They also seem like a Goliath. This one is missing their left eye and seems to be following relatively close to Herois. And as Herois appears, his hands kind of at his hips, he looks over towards you, Gwen. And says, "Nice of you to finally join up."
Oh, I missed the memo. Was I supposed to be here sooner?
No, you weren't supposed to be here at all, let alone with him. And he points over towards Arjan.
What?
You see the marks on his back. You know what
Can
we fought.
you see the marks on his back?
I am facing you, dude.
And at that, the figure that is next to Herois does a quick magical incantation with their hands. And you see a depiction of what looks to be Arjan walking away from the figure with this large symbol of Tiamat across his back. And Herois points and says,
This was the symbol of our enemies.
Hold on. Am I not wearing a shirt or a cloak? I'm pretty sure I have a winter cloak on.
So, if you had your winter cloak on and all of that, he is still very uncomfortable with the fact that you are here in general.
Magic. He might know. You don't know.
Magic.
There's just a hole in the back of the cloak that completely
Perfectly
shows.
sized.
You have wings now, right?
I do.
Oh, that actually.
There we go. Figured it out,
There.
folks.
Did it, kids.
I like how you said that as a joke. That it was like, actually, but yeah.
Yeah, you do.
Okay, that's canon now. There's a hole where the Tiamat symbol is showing through.
Yes. It's like when
And
you have
to get
a
that mended.
shirt that has a really cool back graphic, but you also want to wear a hoodie at the same time. It's the same thing. You just gotta get rid of that layer of hoodie. And he says,
You know this is who we fought against, correct?
Yeah, but not this.
and he squints his eyes towards you and says,
You came here as an outsider. Then, as an outsider, you continue to bring in more outsiders. How do we know that you are not just trying to ruin everything that we have built here, huh?
Gwen, like, smashes her hand down on whatever's closest to her, and she's like, I am not an outsider.
Look me in the eyes and tell that to me.
I am not an outsider.
and
And she's gonna tiny rage.
okay,
So when his gaze goes to me, and then it's gonna go up to Grayskull.
okay. All right, so as you tiny rage, Grayskull then pops out, and he flexes a little bit. And
Be cool, man. Be cool.
Herois looks at Grayskull and then looks down at you.
It's fitting, isn't it? A runt for a runt.
And when he says that, there is actually like some nervous chuckling from off in the encampment itself, but you see that this figure that has kind of been following him is also kind of chuckling to himself.
What can I say? You know? We pick each other. And she's gonna, like, kind of take her axe out and set it down on the ground, showing its size and what it is, I guess, if he is to know what that blade is. What can I say, man? I was born this way.
The fact of the matter is you are not born a Goliath. Volgor might have shown you a little bit of leeway. I am not the same chieftain as Volgor. I see that you have made a home for yourself here once again. So you have until tomorrow to leave this clan, leave this camp.
And as he says that, Chua just looks at him and just has this look that is full of spite and anger, but she can't say anything.
Yeah. I'm gonna take a look around and see, kind of get a feel of what the tribe is feeling in this moment. And in general.
Make an insight check.
Oh, come on. That's so. Oh, it's a 1. but I am a halfling.
Hey, hey.
Okay, insight is gonna be a 13. You almost went to a 1 again. Don't do that to me.
You are getting the idea, looking around this camp, that a lot of the people here might be agreeing with him, but they aren't agreeing with him based off of their own personal beliefs. It seems like there is a level of fear with regards to Herois.
Tell me, Chieftain, what is the what's the word? It's not order. What is the protocol for removing someone from the tribe?
Depends on the offense.
What offense do I have?
The offense that you have is bringing him here.
Points over towards Arjan.
The offense that you have is trying to go against thousands of years of tradition by your sheer existence. The offense that you have is great, and the offenses that you have are many.
And what is the punishment? Tell me.
Punishment is you leave. And you can choose to either leave intact or leave on our terms.
You know, as a member, and she's gonna stand up and she's gonna start walking on tables. As a member of this tribe, I believe that I have a say in some aspects of things. Now, I'm not gonna claim to know what's going on or what happened here while I was gone, but I do see a lot of cowards. Was that your doing? Are you making them into cowards?
Are you calling me a coward?
Oh, I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to
stands
you.
up, kind of bulks up, walking towards you.
She motions to the crowd of Goliath. You're gonna let this piece of shit run your tribe? Man. She turns back to him. I should have stuck with the halflings.
You come into my tribe and openly disrespect me in front of my people.
Our people.
What gives you the right? You disappear. You come back, you claim that you know what is best for the Goliaths. What, did your big city adventures end up keying you in on something that we are not privy to?
Plenty. But it was my experience here that has privied me to the knowledge of, you know, all the training we did together, all of the fights we went through. Or do you not remember us fighting together? Sparring.
I have memories of regretful actions. Wasted opportunities. Could have been training somebody else, somebody stronger, somebody tougher, somebody, well, taller.
Yeah. But, unfortunately, we're stuck with each other, and now, if no one else is gonna stand up to you, maybe I have to.
And as you say that, the figure that was standing next to Herois kind of peers out, looking over towards you, and just says, "My chieftain, they come here and they disrespect you in front of all of your followers. Are you really just going to let that stand?" And he looks down, puts a hand out.
Do you consider yourself to be the leader? Your friends? This group you have brought in? Do you feel like you are confident enough that you would try and best me?
I feel like someone's got to try.
And as you say that, make a performance check as well. Also,
fuck.
Cyberwolf, thank you for the sub bomb.
Thank you. Oh, performance?
Yes.
As one. I don't have anything for this. A performance is a 6.
So as you say that, you see that as you look around saying like somebody has to stand up to him, as you look over, Terizo is getting to stand up, but then another one of his friends kind of like puts their hand on his shoulder and forces him down a little bit, and he just brushes it off and he stands up and actually goes up next to you as well, Gwen. And then seeing this, Cori, Caelum, and Arjan, you hear the sound of dried vegetation as well as bones kind of rattling together as you see Chua stand up as well, and then she will go over and stand next to Gwen. And you see that she actually raises herself to her full height, and she is roughly around 7'6". She is actually taller than Herois is, but you see, like, Gwen standing next to her, you hear as her back kind of pops in places as she stands, and she's just sort of places her staff on the ground and makes this stand with you. And Herois looks at Terizo, and he looks at Chua, and looking at Chua, with these pupilless eyes, as all Goliaths have, just this blank white stare. He looks at her, and you see a small smirk across his face, and it looks like his yes man of choice that has been with him also just sort of gets this very wide grin on his face as well, and says,
"We will fight, if that is what you want. Tomorrow, center of camp. Me versus you.
You got it.
We settle this in the old ways. There will be no surrender. This is to blood.
Till death.
Till death. Now, because you are outsider, somebody's blood needs to be bartered for yours."
and at that, Chua just shakes her staff and says, "I barter mine." And Herois nods, and you see that Terizo was in the process of also starting to volunteer, but Chua seems to have gotten to it first, and his expression is just like, what the fuck, as he looks over towards her. But she has this stern expression just facing directly at him. And she says, "The reason we have years of tradition, thousands of years of tradition, is because we move forward. We do not hold ourselves back." And you see Herois just, his smirk turns into a snarl, and he says,
Would we all be so lucky that you could just go to the Keepers of the Core? Tomorrow we make our own luck.
and he smiles a bit again, And at that, he looks down towards you, Gwen, and says,
Daybreak.
Daybreak.
Center.
and at that, he turns on his heel, and his little henchman follows along. And the two of them end up leaving your group, and there is this moment of silence as Teresa looks over towards Chua. And Chua, at that, you see her kind of roll her shoulders a little bit, and as they roll forward, she just goes back to her more relaxed position, and you can see that there was a little bit of sweat on her brow to just maintain that full height. And she looks down at you. I hope you know what you're getting into.
Gwen gives her a nod. Anyone standing in front of her can see that she is not. She's fine. Totally fine. She's fine. This is fine.
And at that, Teresa will walk over towards the other Goliaths that are sitting in their encampment as well. And Chua walks over to Gwen. Do you return with Chua, or do you go return with Teresa to the others over there?
I think Gwen's just gonna hold up a bit and wait for her friends to come over.
Okay. Yeah, Chua goes over to her friends, Arjan, Caelum, and Cori, and she looks at the three of you. My tent is still open to all of you, and we will find you a cloak. We'll find you something. We will need to have a talk. And she looks at you, Arjan. And with that, she stands up and says, if you'll excuse me, we can talk about the Raven Queen in the tent later. I have some things I need to prepare.
I see. Take all of the time you need.
She nods solemnly and then gets up and then heads off outside of this very quickly dispersed party. And the three of you then see Gwen is still standing roughly in the same area that she was when she had challenged Herois to the fight.
Caelum walks over.
She kind of like pats his shoulder, leans in. This was a terrible idea. Why did you guys let me do this?
Kind of just went.
Yeah.
Like there was,
What you were doing.
you got up on that table and there was like literally no stopping you.
Well, I mean, I figured people would join up with me, but nobody did shit. So then I had to do everything per usual. What's this bullshit? And she's like whispering, but like frustrated.
I mean, that's what you were supposed to do, right? Like you're proving that you are a Goliath. You belong here. Us doing anything that would have taken away from that.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Well, yeah, you guys. Yeah, I guess that's true.
Voice in the sky.
Yes.
Can I have made an inside check on the skeevy looking dude to see if this is gonna be like a legit thing, or are they gonna do some tricksy doodles?
Yeah, you can definitely roll
I
an
also-
insight. Yeah.
I also would
Anybody-
have liked to divine sense them.
Anybody who would like to divine sense / suss out this skeevy boy, you totally can.
Dirty 20.
Okay. He seems like a yes man who believes it. Not necessarily somebody who's just saying yes because they know that will get them far in life, but who wholeheartedly believes in the message that Herois is currently trying to deliver.
Okay. As to the tricksy doodle part, is this gonna be like a square fight or?
As far as Goliath culture goes, you aren't necessarily sure. But from what you've heard from Gwen, as well as getting a general understanding, it seems like this will be a fair fight. At least on the end of the Goliaths, especially with how ingrained in tradition Herois was.
Well, you're in it now, Gwen.
Yep.
You want us to help?
Yeah. I mean, as much as you can.
I'm gonna need to take a bit of a rest then.
Indoor.
Yes.
Would I know if the target of Hex knows that they've been hexed?
Make an Arcana check.
Does this technically relate to fiends?
Because it's about yourself?
Yes.
I'll say yes.
You bastard.
That first one was a 14, if you just want to take that.
Yeah, let's just do the 14. You would know that with Hex, there is definitely going to be a feeling that they will experience that there is some sort of arcane tomfoolery going on. But if you manage to hide the components, the somatic components or the verbal components, or even the material components of casting, if you're able to do it, well, subtly, that then they might not necessarily be as privy to it as they would if you cast this spell more in a broad sense.
This is a warlock spell, so I would have to light a weapon to be able to use it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Caelum's actually gonna leave the tent really quickly and go to the center of town and just take a quick walk around it. How big is the center of town?
The center of town is the opening square that they had that is currently there is about the size of a football field. It seems like this is generally where things end up, like you go into the center of town, you end up dispersing. There is a large pillar that actually rests in the middle of town. And as you are getting a look at it, it seems like they have actually centered themselves around a waystone. It seems like this waystone, again, stands about 20-25 feet tall, solid stone, and you can see the intricate carvings that are along this stone face, as you have with many other waystones. But it seems like they are more using this as a focal point for their communal gathering. They seem to have placed ropes and streamers around it, as well as at the base there are general offerings of travel.
I could, if I can catch the attention of one of the Goliaths. So I don't know if you've heard about the commotion over at Shua's tent. It's gonna happen here, right?
The figure nods.
Is it going to take up the whole square, or are they just going to centralize it somewhere?
We centralize.
Okay.
Makes things easier to spectate.
All right, that's good to know. Thank you. Enjoy your night.
And he just gives you a very forceful nod, and then continues out about what he was doing.
Yep. Caelum walks back.
Okay. All right, so Caelum went and was investigating that, leaving Gwen, Cori, and Arjan. Were you guys going to be heading off into the tent to finally get this knowledge of the Raven Queen that you had almost gotten but were interrupted by?
Gwen is gonna go talk with her brother.
Okay. With Teresa.
Yeah.
And then Cori and Arjan, what are you guys doing?
I'm staying for the Raven Queen stuff.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're gonna go do that. Gwen, or rather, wow, my character, the one that I play, Cori, would have put a reassuring hand on Gwen before she left, and just tried to like give her as much comfort as she could have, with a touch, and then head over to the tent as she left.
Okay. So, as you are going to the tent, Gwen, you are going to visit Terizo, and Caelum, you are off of doing this tent thing. Let's go into our regularly scheduled break and try and have a semblance of normalcy to this
God
whole
damn it, you could have
stream.
said second break.
No, oh, I could have. I could have said this is our second break. Hello, everybody, and welcome. The rules don't make sense, but we are going to try and be back in 5 to 10 minutes this time because we chose to, not because Xfinity told me we had to. But we are going to try and be back shortly. So, don't forget. Grab a food, grab a friend, possibly go to bit.ly/adventure merch. Pick yourself up something nice. I forgot my break spiel, but that's okay. We're gonna be back soon.
Grab a drink, grab a friend.
Yes, grab a food, grab a drink, grab a friend. Make sure you come on by and possibly figure out a way to help support the show because I like seeing that kind of stuff. So we will be back shortly, and until next time. Hello. Oh, yay! That makes sense.
You guys, this is their last interruption. They're going home. They're getting adopted. Yay.
It's gonna be good. We are happy for you, Ophi and Mina, you two crazy kittens who don't know that a podcast and our fans love you. You're all great kitties.
That's where we get all the views from.
I know. Once the cats go, all of our views are gone. But we'll...
Quick, Frankie, say something. Oh God.
Nope, he knows.
No, that was Tyler.
Thanks, Tyler.
Fair enough. We'll always have time. You know what? Let's just go into this game. So yes, we're gonna pick back up with Cori and Arjan as the two of you have gone back to Chua's tent. And when you come in, you see that Chua has a very long wooden pipe that she is currently has a set of pliers to just pick little bits of coals out from the fire and just kind of tap it into her pipe. She's taking a longer drag when the two of you come in, and she breathes in just. I have heard your story, and I understand that you are doing the best that you can. I hope Gwen is strong enough for tomorrow. But
Do you doubt her?
I do not doubt her abilities. But Herois is the chieftain. Volgor in his own right was very strong. Having somebody else who is strong and also harnesses the power of the storms can be a bit difficult to contend. Others have tried to remove Herois. I did not back them. I trust Gwen in this. We saw her grow from her time here. We know she is capable of good things. I'm not so sure she knows what being a chieftain is. So should she become chieftain of our clan, what happens then? If she continues to follow with you and do the things that you all apparently have set out to do. This dark star, this winter. If our chief leaves, do we follow?
Are there not stories of chieftains long ago who had to face some greater destiny?
Yes. It's one of our oldest stories. But the chieftains together They were the ones who faced off against the destiny. Not one chieftain, but all of them. We are the body. Specifically, we carry the story. That is why we are the Treadthunder Clan. Clash Grasp? They are the hands of the Titan. They make sure that their will is done. Core and the Vision, the central body of our customs. And that is where you will end up meeting, well, Rookery of Bone, yes?
Yes.
To become a Skywatcher, one of the first things that you begin doing is that you start by looking at clouds. It's only part of it. The next step is communicating with the things who exist in the sky, whether it is birds, whether it is, well, hopefully just birds, to be honest. Other times there are bigger things, but we look and can decipher the clouds. We can talk to the avians. Eventually we learn to speak with the spirits of the wind and learn things, and can quickly send information back and forth between ourselves and other Skywatchers. Once you reach a certain point, you are trained in watching twilight. The moment between the sunset and the sunrise is at that point that the clouds give off a very different message, a very different tale. From our stories, it used to be something different. It used to be happy, used to be more joyous. And then with the rise of the Raven Queen, that domain became hers. She took that setting sun into herself, and now that is how she delivers her messages to us. They are not tales of happiness. It is not joyous revelry when the sun goes down. It is solemn understanding that in order to keep our traditions alive, we have a role to play. A role much larger than ourselves. But the Goliaths have always acted upon being much larger than ourselves. My ties with the Queen, I watch her sky. When we are in combat, when we face off against enemies that we cannot possibly defeat, we carry the tradition. We carry her story. Holy shit, runaway robot, you rated with 47. That's incredible. Part of the sky messages. You're great! With looking for her messages again. This is how we were able to fend off against, well, motions towards Arjan. Not your people, I suppose, but the ones who left their marks on you. Gwen was here when we were at the end of that war. They might have seen it as just dragons versus giants, but we had to do something. Prevent them from raving through the countryside, taking what they want. I mean, certain chieftains will enact this roving mentality when things become dire. When we are in a war and we cannot produce
Enough resources by ourselves, we will go and take them from places that are abundant. But it is for survival. It is not out of joy. We do things because we have to. And that is why I feel like Gwen is a part of this tribe. There are many around us that also agree that Eros is not fit to lead this clan. But there are others who, well, they don't want to make waves. This is the largest our clan has ever been. This is the most prosperous we have ever been under Herois, but we are closing too many out. Gwen was good. Soon we will get to a point where not only do we not accept outsiders, but what do we do then with trade? How do we sustain ourselves once we reach a breaking point? There's going to be a check of some sort. We need to think to the future. Need to think ahead. So if that answers your question at all as to what my connection is with the Raven Queen, I hope it is enlightening.
It does. How long exactly has Herois been in charge?
A little over a year.
Right, and am I to assume that tomorrow they're going to fight to the death?
And she just sort of gives you a long look and says,
Herois fights by tradition. Gwen knows what she is getting into. At least I hope. If I did not back her, if her brother did not back her, Toriso, you would all have been forced to leave already. Our word does carry some weight around here. But this is open dissent.
And you backing her, what exactly does that mean for you? If she loses?
I try not to think about it. If she loses, I join my ancestors.
But she would have to die for that, right?
She nods.
Interesting. All right. I wanted to understand. Cori's just going to kind of look at Arjan. How are you doing with all of this?
I try not to think about it.
Do you know what your marks mean? What they mean to everyone else?
I assume sometime a long time ago, giants and dragons didn't get along until the Sun Ring.
It's true.
Until your queen came into existence. Do I know that lore? I don't think I know that lore.
I don't think so.
Until the Sun Ring.
$20 ago, they came from the pit.
The pit.
Just to the east, there's a caldera, a mountain a great valley that used to be a mountain. In the times before record, two titans fought there, continued to fight and fight and fight, and wore the mountain down until it was but a bowl. Inside of that pit, there are still echoes of that combat. But from there came talk of dragon worship, and it spread. Soon there were those who believed that they could become dragons themselves, that they could be the face of these creatures on our plane. They sought to go after the core and the vision, so we stopped them. We put ourselves at a line, and for every time they slew one of our own, we made a call to the Raven. Brought them back, allowed them to keep fighting.
Arjan is definitely a little uncomfortable at this.
One of our own betrayed us. It was actually Herois's uncle. His name was Ednair. Called himself the White Dragon. Seeing one that you helped bring into this world, trying to extinguish everything that you stand for. I still hope the clouds give me the right answer about what I did. We stopped him. We stopped the Blue Dragon. Each of these leaders, I can tell you have questions based off of your curious gazes. Each leader of these cult, there were 5 heads. The white one, Ednair, had scales growing from his body. He claimed to have harnessed the power of the dragon within himself, and if you had seen him in combat, you would have known. He was closer to becoming a dragon than any of the others, I believe. Then there was the Blue Dragon, who had a bone sticking out of his head. Something ancient, not his own. But it allowed him to cast magics far beyond his own comprehension. And together the two of them tried to take the rookery, and as a clan, the Clash Grasp, the Treadthunder, and the Keepers, we stopped them. What you have on your back, to everyone here, is a reminder of who they lost.
of who the enemy is. Take this.
And she just hands you, she kind of throws it more your direction, and you see that it is a very heavy-duty cloak. And she says,
it would probably do you better to wear that around here.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what happened. Arjan's nose is going to start bleeding. I'm not sure what happened. I was just sure it was whole.
Sometimes things aren't what we expect them to be initially.
And as she kind of continues to tell you more about this, about the war between the dragon cultists and the Goliaths, that she reveals that Gwen was actually there at the tail end of that combat. That was around the time that they had actually found Gwen. And she managed to actually help out slightly, learned some of the very basics of sky watching while with Chua and the clan mother, to help bring back these wounded, bring back these dying for an extended moment of twilight for battle. And that is when we were going to go over to Gwen. So Gwen, as you make your way over to Teriso, you see that some of the other he's talking to some of the other Goliaths and says,
she's going to do fine. You all know this. We grew up with her. We know what's going to happen.
And at that, you see the Goliaths that he's talking to all look at him and then look over and see you, Gwen, and they are going to stand up and leave you and Teriso. And he's just,
guys, come on.
It's fine.
Man, fuck that guy.
Oh yeah, dude. What the fuck happened?
Apparently, you have challenged him to become leader of the clan.
No, not that. I meant before that. How did that asshole get in charge? How did you bitches let that asshole get in charge?
Okay, hey, hold up. Okay, that's a very strong word I feel like you are using and throwing around at us right now. But I do think we let things happen in this tribe. It's tradition. He challenged Volgor to a fight. Volgor lost. He became the new chieftain. First thing he did was send Volgor away. He found himself a spectral ally, same as you have.
Tell me about him. Tell me about his fighting style.
He harnesses the power of lightning and thunder. Moves quicker than the blink of an eye. He only uses a one-handed... He uses a weapon that could... Well, it's a warhammer. But it's not the warhammer you should fear. It's his fists.
Yeah, what the fuck is up with those gloves?
Those were Volgor's. They're the gloves of the chieftain.
Are you fucking serious?
They're the gloves of the chieftain. Every chieftain has worn those gloves.
Great. This is great. Alright, look. Alright, look. This...
And the Echo Shard gauntlets.
Yeah. I'm gonna find a weakness. Okay? I'm gonna find a weakness, and if I can't utilize it, you need to get out, dude.
I will not run.
he's gonna kill this tribe, dude. If he closes off the borders, or not the borders, we don't fucking have borders, but if he closes off the tribe, what are you guys gonna do?
I'm assuming he will expect us to take.
And how's that worked for us before? What, are you gonna raid the Halfling Society again? That worked great.
I think it worked great. We ended up getting a little sister out of it.
You know what I mean? They have a lot of food, but I'm just saying.
There are those to the west or to the east. My directions. There are those to the east that he believes could deserve to do without. Those who live in the floating city.
Really? How does he plan on getting up there?
I am only part of the ranging parties. I am not part of his internal group, so to say.
Who's that dick with him?
Chorin. He came from one of the Knuckles to the south, said that they had been disbanded. Weren't able to hold themselves together, so he traveled north until he could find someone who could take him in.
Is he a magic caster?
In parts. He's not very good.
Sure likes to stroke likes to stroke his dick. Sorry.
Look, you can imagine all that you want to, but Herois is not, my mind feels dirty now.
Dude, you've been deprived, dude. I've seen the world. Well, I've seen this part of the world.
So you say.
Yeah.
So you've been telling us. It sounds like you have had a hefty sample size of dwarf, which is...
Yeah, you gotta take what you can get, okay?
Yes.
But I didn't tell you. Do you know what a hooker is?
Yes. It's
someone you pay
who
for
has
sex?
What?
Nope. You pay someone and they have sex with you.
Oh.
It's fucking great.
Why would you pay?
Well, it's convenient. You don't have to put in the work ahead of time. In the real world, you have to put in a lot of work. That's like, oh, you look really pretty. Oh, can I buy you a drink?
Why would they not know they are already beautiful? What do I have to tell them?
That's what I'm saying, dude. I'm just saying. Oh, sorry, distracted. Got me talking about sex, dude. The spirit. Who is it? Have you seen it?
He just nods. His name, as far as the spirit goes, is Nadiro.
Grayskull, you got a fix on this dude? Come on, dude, we got you. Right, really don't want.
So remember when we first got together, and I was like, "Oh, you should have seen the other guy. What happened to him? Did this to me."
Yeah.
So, it turns out that Herois is a dick and turned me down for that fucko. So
you killed him?
Yeah, but I mean, to be fair, he killed me too.
That's great, dude.
What do you mean? What do you mean that's great? I'm dead.
Dude, you already fought this dude once and you killed him. Yeah, he killed you, but like you got years of
You make it sound like it was a much closer fight than it actually was.
You wrecked him? I mean, if you both died, that's pretty much a tie.
Let's go with that.
Dude, what the fuck?
What?
Dude, I could very possibly die tomorrow. Can you,
What, you want me to sit there and read you poems?
No, I want you to fucking tell me about this, dude, and tell me what I need to look forward to tomorrow.
Well, he was one in actually kind of a situation like this. He was the leader of a clan, and I thought that he needed to be brought down a peg because he kept calling me a runt, and I didn't really like that too much. So I challenged him to the death over clan, and then it went on to somebody completely different because it wasn't either of us. But similar to your friend, he used rather than the power of his ancestors, he was using something more akin to elements. This guy was like a fiery boy, and he'd flex, and then it would get really hot next to him. It was really useful in a forge.
Cool.
As
Going back to this guy.
as to going back to this guy, he was very quick on his feet. He hit like a fucking manticore. And he was very quick. Very quick indeed.
Cool. Triso, tell me about the gauntlets.
Well, the gauntlets, they allow you to go from one point to the next through a mode of electricity.
They don't grant him strength or anything like that?
No. But if he hits you with them, he will try and get you to stand still. Because if you try and move, that is when the thunder hits.
Good news, I'm pretty easy to hit.
That's not good news.
No, it's not.
Do you feel like you have a lot of internal resolve when it comes to getting hit?
Yes.
Then you should be fine.
Are we talking Constitution? Then yes. Yes, I do. Like, I hold my liquor fucking great.
Well, let's hope that you can hold punches as well as you can hold liquor.
Dude, I get hit all the fucking time. Yeah, okay, have you seen my crew?
They're pretty intimidating, I will admit.
Okay, one of them is the fucking, like, leader of her people. Like, not yet, but she is because I can't find the other one. One of them has, like, a fucking... And she leans in. He has a dragon in his heart.
Leans in very close and just... That doesn't work. Size-wise, dragons are...
Magic. I've heard about it. I haven't seen it. I'm actually the only one who hasn't seen it, but I saw him come out of him. Like, he transforms into this fucking giant dragon, dude.
How much
Which
liquor
doesn't
have
help
you
very
had
much right
to this
now.
point?
What?
How much liquor have you had till this point that you were telling
Oh, dude,
me
I'm
all
fucking
these tall
sober.
tales?
And the other one? Dude, the other one can, like, fade. He's, like, one with the Raven Queen, which isn't great for us. But...
There are worse things than being in tune with the queen.
Yeah, I know. But, like, I mean, we work really well as a team because I take all the hits and they do a lot of damage. I'm really actually concerned about this.
Gwen, when you first arrived and you stomped the shit out of my foot, I knew at that point that I couldn't necessarily kill you because nobody would do something that stupid without being full of themselves enough to know that they aren't going to go down if something goes wrong.
Yeah.
What? Okay. I have a question for you, sister. Where is your confidence gone? Is this just fake now? Just blowing smoke now that you're in front of Herois? Like, oh, Chua is going to risk her life. Dorizo is going to risk his life. And you are not confident in this? What happened?
I don't know, dude. It's like...
You need to come out of the bag stomping feet. Not saying boastful words and then immediately look at us like we're supposed to provide the answers. If you talk strong, you must be strong to back it up.
Yeah, you are definitely right about that. I was kind of hoping that more people were, like, interested in, like, overthrowing the government, but, like... Yeah, you know what? Yeah, no, fuck it. Dude, I'm gonna kick his fucking ass tomorrow, and then when he's on the ground bleeding out, I'm gonna have this bomb-ass speech that I'm gonna work on tonight, and I'm gonna tell the whole tribe what the fuck is up.
Okay. And then you will be chieftain.
Oh, shit, that is a thing that's gonna happen. Yeah, no, I'm gonna be the best fucking chieftain ever. I got someone who's trained to be a chieftain. Like, she can tell me what to do.
Chua is not trained to be a chieftain.
No. The glowy one.
Okay. Does she know about Goliath culture or tradition?
Well, no, but, like, I do, so... She can do all the, like, oh, people need to eat shit, and I'll do the, let's fucking wreck shit. No, 100% if I win this tomorrow, I'm definitely going to pass the torch off, because this isn't going to work.
So, let me get this straight. You came into the camp knowing that Herois already did not like you at all. Hopped onto tables and started spouting, well, you were the one saying it, I'm assuming you remember. Challenge him to this blood fight. And you don't even want this?
Oh, no. Let me clarify. I want what's best for the clan, okay? That asshat is not it, okay? But also, I'm a little reckless. I'm gonna be honest. I could probably, you know what? It's fine. Oh my god. I'm gonna have so many fucking titles. Do you want to hear all mine?
Before or after you win the fight tomorrow?
Right now.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm Stompfoot, obviously the Tiny Terror. Friend to Cloud Giants, or a Cloud Giant, and I'm a God Slayer.
And he, like, makes a smoking motion as he says Cloud Giants.
No, sir. A Cloud Giant.
They don't exist.
Oh, they fucking do, and they wear people as jewelry. They have orgies that are the worst smelling thing I've ever been a part of.
That part seems a little too gross to not be true. Okay. Tiny Terror, Stompfoot, Friend of Cloud Giants. What else? You are 3.
God Slayer. Well, I helped. I mean, it's a working title, but I definitely helped take down a god.
Which god?
The God of Nightmares. I don't remember what his name was. Started with a G.
Okay. So, if you have the confidence to slay a god, why are you shaking in your boots looking at Herois?
Because I had my friends, and now I don't. I mean, I do, but, like... No, it's fine. I'll be fine. I will be fine. I'm gonna kick some fucking ass. I got my BFF. Not, you know, you're my brother, but I got my new BFF inside me. Because he sees everything, apparently. Did you know they see everything?
Yes. That was...
Solid.
We covered that in your orientation for having a spirit companion.
Well, you know what? I don't pay attention. I feel like you know this.
Before you head off to go to your friends, Herois is patient. He is the kind of person where he will wait to see an opening. Don't give him that opening. Because if you do, he's not going to have to work as hard to make it for himself.
Right. Don't be reckless. I can do that. Totes.
Good night, sister.
Good night.
And he tussles your hair. And then kind of just like one palm shoves you.
Yeah. And as she's walking away, she's just be like, all right, if I have any nieces or nephews, I want to know about it tomorrow after the thing.
And he just gives you a big nod and turns around and just says, don't worry, there haven't been any on my end.
I, as a player, had a moment. I was like, could she have? No, wait, she's the girl. No, that's how it works. Sorry.
That's okay. Yeah, so you end up making it back to Chua's tent. And you see that Caelum is making his way down the street as well, as the four of you then meet up. And as the four of you are all in this room, Chua kind of stands up and excuses herself so that way she can go and get supplies for the four of you, bed rolls and things like that.
So...
Did you guys have a good talk?
Yeah. I missed that talk.
Oh. Well, it's all about learning stuff. Where were you?
Planning.
Planning what?
To help you out, dummy.
Dude, it's a hand-to-hand combat. What are you expecting to have? What do you think you're going to be able to do? I mean, it's not hand-to-hand. It's weapon-to-weapon, but you know what I mean.
He raises a hand and there's like this crackle of magic energy.
Dude.
No, I mean on you. We could help you that way.
Like how?
We can make you stronger, harder to hit.
All right.
We all have things along those lines.
Okay, question. How come we're just doing this now?
I've been doing it all the time. Whenever you guys get... Well, you roll poorly, miss, on your bless rolls.
If I'm being honest, I usually
I'm so sorry.
myself.
I'm new to this. And apparently nobody around here
Caelums are trained to work alone.
likes my god or people.
Yeah, well.
I sort of bumble through it. Oh, Gwen, so one of the spells I can do, you can basically become more resistant to outside influences, but the downside is you have to pledge yourself to the caster's deity. The second one makes you harder to hit, but you're going to have to get married.
I'm sorry. Are these my only options?
No,
I have. Supposed to marry.
I have a bunch of spells I can use on you, but you know those are the options for that one spell.
What? Who would I have to marry to do this?
Anyone.
Don't do it, Gwen. It's making deals with a fae.
You're technically right.
She's a smart girl.
While getting married just for the benefits is a very smart and valid move.
When you file your taxes, where's JD? Where's JD?
Oh my god. Yeah, other options, please.
I can do this, and I'll cast heroism. You get 2 temporary hit points, and you feel like you could never be frightened.
I will save my spell usage for the day of because some of them only last for a minute.
Does heroism last?
It lasts for a little bit. It's not going to last throughout the night, but
Okay.
I assume I really shouldn't assume that we're not going to get ganked during the night.
Yeah. That's the only
Great.
reason I haven't. That's the only reason I haven't redone my spells.
I can make you harder to hit again. I can bolster your vitality. I've done that one a lot.
Just make me harder to hit, because I am really easy to hit.
I can make it easier for you to hit.
That works too.
No,
Just guys,
Gwen,
do what you're gonna do before the fight, because once I'm in the fight, just don't, okay?
yeah, no,
Oh,
Gwen.
of course.
This is all the effects I can do on you at once.
What?
Yeah.
Again, just now I'm learning about all this stuff?
I've been using it!
You are a little distracted during fights, mostly.
Yeah, I get a little angry.
By the
DM, can
time-
you stack aid?
Is 8 the temporary hit points?
No.
It changes
It-
your maximum.
No, if it
But-
changes your maximum, you could stack it.
Sick. You are about to
Yes.
get so swole.
Yeah. By the time we could cast all this, you have already run away.
That's probably true. We should probably work on that. But if I get hit, you guys don't get hit. So I don't want to, bring the situation down at all. But if something does happen to me tomorrow,
Nothing's
you
gonna
just gotta
happen.
leave. No, I'm just saying if it does. It's not going to, because I'm going to fucking kill him. But if it does, you guys need to leave immediately, okay? Cool.
We promise.
Cool. Alright.
We'll get prepped for the morning then.
You need to sleep.
I do. She kind of leans over. Caelum. This could be my last night on Earth.
This is a very powerful bargaining tool you're dropping on the table, miss, but... It's not going to be your last night on Earth, Gwen.
Alright. Arjan? She gives him finger guns.
This is sounding very familiar. And
Alright.
I have to say, I don't not experience again.
As Caelum's walking away, he just goes, maybe after you win.
Progress.
Okay. And as you were saying progress, that is when Chua ends up coming through the side of the tent again. She has bedrolls and everything like that for you guys. And she starts just handing them out and then says, "Don't worry. I believe in you, Gwen."
You didn't have to do that, Chua. You should have let Terizo do it, because he's young and dumb.
We didn't really have a choice. With you jumping on tables, if anyone was going to fight him, I would have said Terizo.
Well, thanks.
But it looks like you have decided that this is your fight.
Yeah.
Do you know what you are going to do after you win?
Yeah.
Okay. If you need anybody to talk to. And she just nods and then excuses herself off to a little back area of the tent and goes through, seeming to retire for the evening.
All right. Well, bedtime.
Oh, before Chua leaves, I'm gonna ask if she can help out with a few material components that I need for spells. It's nothing like over 5 GP, I don't think.
Yeah. She can definitely help with very base spellcasting components. As long as it's nothing like, I need a diamond worth this much, like...
I need a diamond with 300 gold.
Good fucking luck. Yeah, no, she is totally down to hook you up with some spell components.
Cool. Sleeps.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm gonna trance at the door.
Okay, sounds good. So you are trancing at the door. Arjan, you end up getting visited later this evening by Makoth, letting you know that she has made it to the Gated Glen, just as part of your general checkups. And then
And I'll tell her where we are.
Okay. And you've already let her know that you are planning on going to the tournament in Sertzellier. So she just sort of nods at that, and she will see about if she knows anybody still in the city that would be willing to house you all during the tournament, or if you guys might just have to try and find an inn or something in the meantime. But yeah, other than that, it's a very peaceful, relaxed evening, unless you have anything that you want to relay to her specifically. Yeah, other than that, you guys just finish your evening playing dragon chess, and then all four of you wake up very early in the morning with Chua kind of waking the four of you up, or at least Arjan and Gwen, as Caelum, you, and Cori both. Caelum, did you trance or did you sleep?
He slept. He's going to be at his desk in the room writing.
Okay. Sounds good. So, yeah, Cori, you are already up when Chua comes out to begin waking up your party members. And you will have these moments leading up to going to the center of the tribe's gathering to do as you wish in terms of getting Gwen ready for combat.
Right.
Gwen is going to ask Chua to braid her hair.
Chua gives you a warrior's braid.
Nice.
Gwen,
Yeah?
how does this look for you?
Yes!
Nice.
All
nice,
right, let's
nice,
do it to
nice,
it.
Nice.
Nice. Gwen is going to ask if someone can make her just out of character. Can anyone give her more dex? Like help her with dex saves?
Caelum.
I can. It's
Cool.
part of the list.
Oh yeah, that is bless, isn't it?
No, it's enhanceability.
Enhanceability.
Enhanceability. Oh.
Clerics, man.
Higher than first level clerics.
I have lesser restoration. That's
gonna be a problem.
Afterwards.
How long
Yeah.
does enhanceability last?
I believe it is. Let me see. I'm sorry. Enhanceability lasts up to 1 hour, but it's a concentration. Oh, yeah, 1 hour, but it's a concentration spell.
I mean, if we can already get 1-8 on her, the enhanceability is probably going to be a lot better.
I'll cover aid and something else. I could also do Shield of Faith.
Cyber and I said no to Shield of Faith because it's very obvious.
Yeah, it's shimmery.
Oh.
But
I thought you meant
otherwise-
obvious as in like, Indoor's gonna be expecting that. I was like, that doesn't make any sense.
Of course I would
So-
expect it. I listen to my players.
LB, hon,
Yes.
get some pad and paper out because you're about to get swole.
Solid. Do it.
So, how long do we have to get up to there? Because ceremony's an hour.
You guys have maybe like 20 minutes to get up.
We'll
there.
go without. We'll go without.
Dang, no marriage today.
No marriage today.
I was like, no. Whatever you're doing, please stop doing that. We gather here today.
Arjan in a flower girl outfit.
To
The
marry
team.
Gwen and this humanoid rock. And then once you're widowed, it goes off, so we just break through. Anyway, I'm going to fucking die.
Someone must die.
Before they, like, I don't know, round a corner into the main square, Caelum takes a knee, puts 2 hands on Gwen's shoulders, and puts his forehead to hers. And he's going to cast a lot of spells. He's going to cast Aid at 5th level.
Oh shit.
I rolled a 25.
Oh, I didn't.
Is that temp HP?
No, you get 20.
He was meaning he had to overcast it.
No.
Let's go see what this brings me.
So you get 25 temporary HP. That's casted.
Temporary HP?
Yeah. No, sorry, Max. Your
No,
max
that's-
HP goes
Your
up
max HP
20.
goes up by 25?
Math.
20.
20. We'll make it 25 because I'm going to cast 8 as well.
Ha ha! You gross, Caelum.
Oh
Oh,
So you
no.
rolled a 25 with your overcast.
Yes.
no! No, wait. Do I get 20 or 25? I'm
You
sorry.
get 20 extra
Okay.
HP, but then Danae is also casting another aid on you for an extra 5, so you get 25 total.
Okay.
Max HP.
So, Caelum, as you bring your forehead back from that there spell, Gwen, you see that there is like a crease line on his forehead that ends up extending upward, and you see that he
Nice.
has grown a 3rd eye dead center into his forehead.
Can it be the eye saloon?
Could
Okay,
be,
so-
but it's not.
Okay, that's gross. I'm just gonna... Okay. Then next, I'm going to cast...
It's only there for a minute. It's okay.
I'm gonna cast Warding Bond on Gwen. Gwen, you get +1 bonus to AC. And you also have resistance to all damage types.
Yeah, but that's going to hurt you too.
It's fine.
Question. Are these all things that are going to be like wearing off in a minute?
In an hour.
Oh, okay.
You have time. These are the spells I chose because they are gonna last a while.
Okay.
Then I'm going to cast, not that one. I'm gonna cast Enhance Ability and give you advantage on Dex checks. And you also don't take falling damage if you fall more than 20 feet.
Nice.
Or no, if you fall 20 feet or less, you don't take damage.
But that's
And I
just
get-
checks, not saving throws, right?
No, on checks, yes.
Okay.
Actually, what's better? Dex
Saving
or
throws.
strength?
Oh, checks?
Yeah, check-wise.
I
First,
already
trying
get
to-
advantage on strength checks.
okay, so I'll give you Dex.
What was the? I get resistance to what?
All damage types.
Oh fuck.
And I believe Indoor said that we can stack resistance, so it's like if you rage, you get resistance on top of resistance, so you'll be only taking quarter damage.
Oh,
Math!
you got this.
Yeah, I just have to outlast.
And then I'm going to cast Inflict Wounds at 102 damage.
No.
Gwen
Wouldn't
just gets
kill me.
dusted.
I believe that's
I'm the leader now. Ah!
everything I can, because I have to concentrate on Enhanced Ability.
I've got something that lasts a minute, so I don't know when's a good time to cast
Just
it.
smack me on the ass as I'm running out.
I will give you a heroic tap on the ass. You get 2 temporary hit points,
Oh.
and you cannot be frightened.
Okay. Thank you.
Raid boss.
Soloing this raid boss.
But the classic WoW servers just opened up. We are ready to raid and get this loot up.
Clearly where my mind's at.
Danae?
Well, bless is gonna have to be a tap on the ass as well, but I will bless you. And you also got aid from me, and that's all I got.
What is aid? Oh yeah, just the
Extra, yeah, you have.
You've already got that.
yep. Okay, cool.
Don't forget
Bless.
to roll your d4, and it better roll well.
Yeah. Oh my god. It's fine. Things are fine. I'm ready.
Okay. So, as you are
Mom's
getting into
spaghetti.
this circle, you see that Herois is standing there with his arms crossed, and you can just see this imposing figure of a man. He is completely jacked. You see that he clearly has the body of somebody whose physical exertions aren't necessarily even just like everything is training to this guy. And you can see that again, he is wearing these gauntlets on his hands. And to his side, he has a warhammer that, as you end up coming out, arms crossed in front of his chest, he says,
So, you decided to come to your death anyways.
Told you I would.
At least you outsiders are good for something. A spectacle to all of the hard-working, hard-fought Goliaths we have here in camp.
You
and
sure talk a lot. Man, I hope your glass ankles are still around. She kind of cracks her knuckles and takes off her cloak.
Okay. So you see he has he grabs his warhammer with his right hand, and he begins to just sort of spin it around in his hand, and he ends up extending another hand out, his left hand towards the figure that you had seen with him, this more like kind of shrunken back figure. And he says, on the count of 3, we will begin. And he raises his hand up with a single finger showing, and the figure nods and hits the drum once.
Mm-hmm.
Hits the drum twice.
Yeah.
And hits the drum a third time. And as he hits the drum a third time, Herois motions with his warhammer, so that way the staff end is actually more up along the line of his arm, and he is gripping it closer towards the end. And he brings out his left hand in front of you with a more standing motion, as you see him just take in a deep breath. I'd like for you both to roll initiative, and by you both, I mean me and you.
Yeah. As the guy is reading or is doing the drums, Gwen is going to look back at her party members, specifically Caelum, and she's gonna do on the guy banging the drum.
Oh, also make that at advantage, your initiative check.
Yeah, I'm already at advantage.
Indoor, would you mind if I also rolled into initiative?
Yeah.
In case Caelum needs some healing.
Of course.
Same.
Okay. Sure. So, Arjan, what'd you get?
17.
I guess I'll roll into
Caelum.
10.
Gwen.
19.
Cori.
8.
Okay. And then it's good for him.
Steven, can I set my action for each of my rounds so that I'm basically watching the yes man, and if he does anything super sketchy,
Yes.
I'm going to react on it?
Yep. Arjan, you wanted to set
If-
action?
If you ready a cure wounds, that's casting the spell.
Yes.
So never mind.
Okay. Cori.
I want to simultaneously be watching for any funny business and also ready to heal Caelum if I have to.
Sounds good.
Lay on
So-
hands.
So, Gwen, you are going to be going first.
Solid. What is this arena? What's the size of it?
The size of the arena is, at this point, it is about 40 feet in, what is it? Diameter is the one from one end of the circle to the other. Yeah, so it's 40 feet diameter.
Okay, and how far apart are we right now?
At this point, you are about 30 feet. You're 5 feet away from behind you, and there is about 30 feet distance between the two of you. Enough for either of you to run.
Solid. Gwen is going to pull out the Sun Forger.
Okay.
Because there's going to be zero other time when we are this distance apart. So she is going to throw it.
Okay. Sounds good.
Do you want a nat 20?
Sunforger requires a save on his end.
Yeah. 15 dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
Please.
That is going to be a 24 on his save.
Solid. How many d6? Okay. I forgot that I need to roll things. Sorry. Big day. All right. 10, 20, 22 points
Okay.
of fire damage. He takes half.
Sounds good. Takes 11. Sounds good.
And then I would like to tiny rage, please.
Sounds good. So yes, you enter your tiny rage as the spectral form of God, I forgot his name for a hot second. Of Grayskull appears behind you, just with what looks to be the Runtax in his hands, just looking full on ready to actually go up and fight Herois.
Yeah, and then Gwen is going to do a shift 10 feet to her right. Because as the explosion goes off, I'm assuming he's going to come at me, like, because he's really fast. So I'm going to do a 10 feet to the right so that if he charges, he might not hit his target.
Okay. So.
Cool.
Boop, doo. So, as you, after you've thrown the Forger, and it explodes, you see that as the fire is dissipating away, he has actually held his position when going up against you, and he seemed to have had his eyes closed while this happened. And as he opens up his eyes, you feel that the air gets muggy, almost like it's almost like there is this complete shift between heat and cold, and you see that there are sparks that are beginning to actually pop within the air. And as he opens up his eyes, where they are normally the complete pale sheets of the Goliath, you see that the tattoos that are along his arms and the ones coming down from his eyes all begin to glow with this vibrant blue energy, and it begins to actually crackle and seep out of his eyes as he positions himself towards you, sets his warhammer down on the ground, and rushes towards you in a rage of his own. As he gets up to you, Gwen, he is going to make a series of attacks against you as he brings up his warhammer and then goes to attempt to slam it down on you. He gets a natural 1 with his first hit, so it does not seem to land, but you see at that point he actually swings the warhammer down, grabs it with both of his hands, and attempts to try and hit you from the side. That is going to be a second natural 1. So, yay me. Does not work. He goes to try and swing out against you with this warhammer twice, but he is unable to. So, next up is Yorgo.
Solid. Fuck. Thank you, Dice Gods. In my hour of need, Gwen is going to take out the two-handed Runtax, and she's going to have a go at this mofo. She's going to slip between his legs or around this side of his calf, and she's going to, just for flavor, attack his legs, and then she's going to jump up and like try and slice him in the back.
Do you want this?
Not yet.
Okay.
That's yeah. So she's going to do a double attack, and she is not going to do it recklessly because her brother told her not to. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. That is a 12 to hit.
12 does not hit.
Plus a
Probably not.
D4.
Oh, plus a D4. You're right. It's a 14. So.
14 also does not hit.
And then the second hit. Ooh, that is also a 1. 1 and a 1.
Nope.
We're not going to use you anymore because you're being a bitch.
Okay.
And yeah, that is my turn.
All right, so there is this, there's still this crackling electric energy that is around Harrowis. And you see that as he's standing against you, he draws back his warhammer with one hand, and with the other fist, with his other open hand, he closes it into making a fist. And as he does, he stomps on the ground. I need you to make a dexterity save.
+1 is 16.
Okay, so you manage to save out of this, so you're only going to be taking half. But there is a loud burst of this thunderous effect that is right in front of you, as it seems like he disappears in the blink of an eye, his entire body getting wreathed in this very brilliant flashing energy. And as you go to look around to see where he is, you see that the shadow beneath you is getting larger and larger, and you see coming down from the sky is Harrowis, who is going to try and make some unarmed attacks against you, as he is going to try and use a flurry of blows.
This is fine. He's just part monk. It's fine. Indoor, don't make me show feet on your channel.
Indoor, what the fuck?
A barbarian monk, dude. Good idea.
So, he is going to get a 23 to hit.
Yeah.
Okay, and then that is going to be for 5 points of bludgeoning damage. And then... Boop,
One.
boop, boo. Let's see here.
What was the first attack?
The first
You didn't
attack was a
roll-
23. He has not rolled his second attack.
Oh, I thought you were saying you said I
He has
took
a
half
thunder step.
damage. Yeah, did the thunder step do any damage?
Yes, it would have dealt 7 damage because you got your con save.
That one's just regular halved.
Okay, and then Caelum, you take half of Gwen's damage.
Or
Okay,
correct?
make a
No, we
concentration check.
3.
16.
Okay, Gwen, I need you to make a Constitution save.
Con save.
As it seems like his fist, as it actually makes connection with you, you feel your body beginning to vibrate.
Okay, this isn't a poisoning effect.
No.
Yes. Okay, just making sure. I usually get advantage with con saves. It's weird. Oh, I wasn't using this dice anymore. What are you doing? It's a 9.
All right, Gwen. You are stunned until the end of your next turn.
Cool.
Or until the end of this figure's next turn. So with his second strike, he is then also just going to punch out and do his best to deck you.
Cool.
So, stunned, you are incapacitated, you automatically fail strength and dex saves, and attack rolls against you have advantage.
Y'all, this is how Arjan died.
Yep.
I remember. I was there.
So, even with his second hit, he is not able to actually land a solid strike against you. It seems like your
small.
your dear friend Grayskull actually somehow manages to bypass the barrier between spirit and reality in this brief moment to try and brush away Harrowis' strike, and is actually able to do so.
Solid.
Question for Cyber. Heroism repeats, so you get +2 every single round?
Heroism lasted for a minute,
Right.
which the lead up to the fight extended past that point.
Well, but
Fine.
I hate to say it, but bless lasts a minute as well. Which frees up my concentration.
Hmm. Okay.
Can you bless again? It's not a touch spell.
Double checking. It's up to 3 creatures of my choice within range.
The range is 30 feet. Are we within 30 feet?
You are within 30 feet, but you also aren't sure as to the connotations of casting magic in a one-on-one duel that was meant to be by traditional standards.
In that case, I'm gonna bless Caelum. Also, Caelum, remember that being next to me, you get +3 to saving throws. That includes con save or concentration saves.
I have advantage.
Cool. Just still
As
take
well.
those +3,
And
please.
+3.
Yeah.
And bless.
Okay. Make a stealth roll.
Stealth. Oh shoot.
No. What?
I can do that. Sure, absolutely. Yep. I'm pretty sure I get a disadvantage on those. Because of my armor. Would that apply here?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, one of those is a natural 20, so I'm just gonna go ahead and take the 14.
Okay. Sounds good. So, Skeevy McDirtbag, the guy that you have all been watching, had taken notice of you all watching him, and he has been looking at the three of you rather curiously, and actually sees Cori performing these magics. And Cori, before you get a chance to complete your spell, he whistles, and several Goliaths around you actually go to restrain your arms to prevent you from being able to perform magics. And this individual then comes up to your group and says, "Would be a shame if we found out you were attempting to use magic to alter the direction of the fight."
Oh god.
I don't like that at all.
So,
my friend is sickly. I'm just healing him.
and then he says, "You can always wait until after the fight to heal. But for now, please respect our traditions. I know you're from outside, but we have a way of doing things here." And he motions to the pit that has been opened up for Gwen and Herois. So, Gwen, it goes to your turn. You are currently unconscious, and you feel that there is just, or not unconscious, sorry. You are currently stunned, and you feel like there is just this, there is the sound, or like when you see radio speakers get blasting too loud, and you see that there is almost that like distortion effect that seems to come out of them. There is just a layer of that around you as you have been hit so hard that you have become stunned during this point. So then, because you are stunned and incapacitated, it goes back to Herois. And seeing as how Grayskull has come out to defend you in this situation, you see Herois, while you are incapacitated, looking up at him. He gets this very large smile on his face, and you see that he spreads his legs out into a wide stance, brings one arm up with his leg, and then slams down. And as he does, you see that there is a large spectral form of another Goliath that actually appears behind him. And as they do, this spectral form begins to just exude storm clouds. They almost seem to be billowing out of this individual. And you see that Herois sets his warhammer down and then levels up with his fists and goes to strike you the first time with his mitts. As this other figure has appeared behind him, he gets, because he is at advantage, a 25 to hit. Okay. And then he is going to deal...
Sorry, yes.
He is going to deal 8 points of damage, reduced to 4. Reduced to 2. So yeah. Caelum, you take 1. I still need you to make a concentration check. Okay. And then Gwen, I need you to make another Constitution save.
Fucking 10?
Okay. So a 10 is not what you were looking for on this. Caelum?
Is Gwen close enough to get the +3 from Cori? Damn.
She is not.
Sad face.
Yeah, so you are once again stunned, and you feel this booming energy around you, and then Herois is going to strike out at you with his left arm and deal a total of 7 points of bludgeoning damage, which is then reduced down to 3, which is then reduced yet again. Caelum, I need you to make another Constitution check. Because every time you take damage, you gotta check it out. Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. So, after he has hit you with his left arm, you see that one of these large spectral arms is also going to shoot down and attempt to punch you as well, as it seems like his spirit is actually a little bit more tied to the physical realm than yours is. And that is going to be for a 20 to hit. Yeah. And then you are going to be taking 4 points of radiant damage as this spirit makes contact with you. Okay, sounds good. So then next up is Arjan, Caelum, and Cori. And you guys have been identified as to have been doing magics.
Caelum shifts behind Arjan and Cori so that they're in front of him. It's kind of starting to hurt.
I'm gonna try to distract them to make it seem like it was just me doing it, and make a little bit of a scene. Not a huge scene, but a small enough scene that Shitface McGee and his 2 bruisers are paying attention to me and not Caelum.
Make a deception check.
Should be good at those. All right. Yeah. All right. Dirty 20.
Okay. So yeah, as you are trying to take responsibility for this magic casting, they end up kind of bringing you farther away. They actually bring you to the back of the arena, just so that way they can make sure to get a proper guard as to preventing you from being able to do anything that could possibly influence the outcome of this battle. Leaving Arjan and Caelum as the only 2 actually near enough to the scene to watch as all of this is unfolding. As Gwen, you are once again incapacitated.
He has only so many key points.
So what he is going to do... Boop, boop, boo. So he has used his arms. So with this other large form behind him, and with his hands readied in front of him, you see that he actually kicks up with his foot his warhammer, grabs it with 2 hands, and then slams it down towards you. In an attempt to try and strike you. So that is going to be a 24 to hit on the first hit.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, for a total of 14 points of bludgeoning damage. So then to 7, then to 3. Caelum, I need you to roll. Okay, sounds good. And then he is going to make a second attack against you. That is a 15 to hit.
15 hits?
Okay.
It's my AC now. Your girl's moving up in the world.
And then that is going to be for 13 points of bludgeoning damage.
3. Cool.
Okay.
I
And
can do quick math now.
as part of having this large spectral form behind, it also gets to strike out once with its fists.
Oh, should have taken that one, but I wanted to be a protector.
And then that is going to be a 23 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
And you are going to be taking 6 points of radiant damage.
Cool. Oh,
Okay. But he did not make you save this turn.
solid.
And he just looks at you and says,
Come on. Do something.
Is it Gwen's turn?
It is technically the rest of the party's turn, and then it will be Gwen's turn.
Okay.
Caelum, how hurting are you?
He just grabs onto Arjan's hand and gives it a squeeze, but you can see like a bead of sweat rolling down his head. Or his forehead.
Caelum, how hurt are you?
I'm fine for now.
Don't make me roll insight against you.
I'm fine.
He really is, though.
Alrighty, so, Gwen.
Gwen, he's standing right next to her, right?
Yes.
Gwen is going to... He's a monk. I don't want to grapple him. Gwen is going to make decisions, and she is going to... It's a really good weapon. She's going to make 2 attacks with a run axe. And she is going to do 1 recklessly, because... She's their first one's gonna be a reckless attack. That's a 20.
20 will hit.
Okay, and then the second one is 17 plus 5.
Yep, they both hit.
All right, so that's 2d12. All right, they're both 3s. I'm gonna reroll one of them as my savage attacker. So that's 11 plus 6. 11 plus 8. 11 plus 8.
Okay, so
19.
That goes 19 because he's raging. That ends up cutting that down in half. He goes to that turns into 9 points of damage. Yeah.
And she's just gonna say, "Is that really all you got, dude? You're like slapping me around. I thought you were gonna hit harder, man."
Why did she say this?
And at that, you see his expression go from a slight smirk to then just getting incredibly serious. And he says,
I never thought you would ask me to hit harder. But this is something I can manage.
and at that, he is going to, again, just Warhammer in 2 hands, try and just break them down upon...
At advantage.
Indeed. The dice that I was using ended up falling away. That's
They
fine.
bailed.
23 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then that is going to be for 8 points of bludgeoning damage.
Kill.
Okay, Caelum. Okay. Second attack is going to be a natural 20. So, let's get both of those in there.
Sorry, how much was the first roll? That's
2.
2.
I took 2 damage.
And then it is 14 points of bludgeoning for the crit.
3.
All right, and then the third strike, which is a 17 to hit.
That hits.
Okay, and then that is going to be for 4 points of radiant.
Okay. Radiant.
Yes.
Cool.
Okay, Caelum, make another check. Sounds good.
What are these times? one of these times.
I don't think currently I can fail even on a 1 because my bonuses are pretty high right now.
It's always good to have you check.
I know.
It's
I know.
three less now.
Yeah, I say this now.
All right, so next up, Gwen.
Gwen is going to... I'm trying to decide if I should summon the Sunforger back, because it is easier to hit with, but it does less damage. Why is it easier to hit with it?
Or is it easier to hit with it?
Yeah.
It's a
I get
+2 weapon.
Oh, well, that makes sense. The Runtax is not.
No.
Okay. It's just +1. Wait, then shouldn't it be +6 to hit? If it's a +1?
I will have to go back and check.
It says treat this weapon as a +1 great axe.
Yeah. So it should be an additional one on top of that.
Whoops.
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 Blame your DM, folks.
Yeah. Gwen is gonna make 2 attacks.
Okay.
She's gonna kind of rub her cheek after that the crit, and she's just gonna say, like, dude, there's a lot of things I like hard. I'm pretty sure you couldn't satisfy me in any of those aspects. I'm just gonna make 2 attacks. Ooh, it's a 14 and a 19 +6.
Yeah, they both hit.
See, when I insult people, my dice do better. 6 and a 7. I'm gonna re-roll the 6. I'll take the 6. So 13 plus 8.
Okay.
Wait, should I have +1 damage to that too?
Yes.
10.
Okay. So 13 plus 10 is
23.
23, and then cut that in half is 11. Just fine.
It's fine.
Okay. And he kind of rears back from you having hit him again, and he looks down at you, and then will actually he is going to take a step back from you. Actually, he is going to take a 5-foot step back, which would provoke an attack of opportunity. Yep.
Okay, I don't have a reaction for anything else. I don't think this is a trap, but I am going to attack. Dirty 20.
Okay, that'll hit. Roll for damage.
Okay. But do I not get my... I don't get something with this, right? Or is it just a regular attack?
It's a regular attack.
Okay.
Bonus attacks where you don't get the...
Right.
You only get 1 though.
One, yeah. So that's 14 damage.
Okay. Sounds good. So, as he takes this strike, as he backs up, you see him kind of grimace a little bit. And then he extends his arms backwards and begins making punching motions. And as he does, the large spirit behind him extends its arms out, the 10-foot distance between himself and you, and then goes to try and make an attack against you. So, with the first hit, that is not going to work. That is a natural 1, and he doesn't have advantage on you, because you didn't make yourself reckless, which is good.
Thanks, brother.
The second hit is going to be a 23 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so then that is going to be for 4 points of radiant damage. But as the hit connects, you feel that kind of booming energy once again encompass your body. And then he is going to make a third strike against you with another one of his fists. That is a 9, so he is not able to on that.
Cool.
Okay, that is it for his turn.
Cool. Kids?
Yeah, sorry. Sorry. One last thing. Oh, okay. No, never mind. You're good.
No, we're good?
Yeah, we're good.
Should we... I feel like this is going to go on for a while. Should we wait until next week to finish up?
What are you looking like right now?
I have 80 hit points still.
He's looking a lot worse than 80.
He is?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Gwen is going to take a step forward. She's gonna, like, since he did this whole flex thing, she's gonna, like, crack her neck and flex.
So, as you take your step forward, you are going to need to make a dexterity save, I believe.
I think it just happens.
No, so as you move forward, that energy that was encompassing you ends up just reverberating back down into you, and you are going to be taking 2d8 points of thunder damage.
Solid.
That is a total of 7.
Okay. So Gwen, like, kind of, this happens to her, and there's a moment where she kind of, like, stops in her tracks, and then she kind of just, like, shakes her head, and then she, like, cracks her neck and flexes her shoulders back, and she's going to use her bonus action to use Second Wind. Okay. So her tattoos are going to flex up, and any... yeah, for 2 points healing. It's fine. I think I just did 3. But as she walks forward and those begin to heal, she'll just kind of, does this usually work on people? Are you usually, like, winning at this point? Because I feel like maybe you're not. And then she's gonna, like, slide, and she's gonna, like, boost herself off of his thigh and then go in for a strike on his chest for flavor. She's gonna do 2 attacks.
Okay.
Ooh, a 19 and a 7. 7 is not enough, I'm assuming. 14?
14 does not hit.
Yeah. So 13. Okay. So on the first one, that is plus 9 damage.
Okay, sounds good. So, so as you are, as you're saying this, he just sort of glares down at you, and says, just more to himself than necessarily to you, says, under my command, this was the greatest clan. You will only lead it to ruin. And as he goes to try and strike out against you. With a fist, he gets a natural 20. So that is going to be for 13 points of bludgeoning damage. And then he is going to, as you are once again wreathed in this energy, he's going to take another attack at you and get a 10 to hit. And then with his bonus action, you see him flex. And as he does, the static electricity that was in the air surrounding the two of you becomes more than palpable as you watch as these small arcs of lightning actually extend and course throughout it. I'm going to need you to make a dexterity save.
It's a good thing I'm lucky. Oh, good, because I rolled a 6.
Okay.
Wait, I get +1, right? So 7.
Okay, so you're going to be taking 3 points of lightning damage.
Okay.
And as he's punching out at you, you see that there is just this look of determination on his own face that seems more like he is trying to desperately grasp at how you have been able to survive his punches for so long and not even seem fazed by it. And you start seeing as he begins moving his mouth, cheated. It seems to be a word that he begins to repeat.
Question, DM.
Yes.
Is there a system that allows someone to give up the fight, or is it to the death?
You can choose to concede should you wish.
Okay. Okay. Gwen is going to where is he? He's like right on top of me.
He's right on top of you.
Let me just read something. Okay. Gwen is going to do 2 more attacks.
Okay.
And she is going to use it. I mean, if there's one available, use a 20 on one of them. If I could be so bold. And then the other one is an 18.
Okay, both of those will hit.
Oh shit. Okay. 41 damage on that. And she's gonna say to him as she brings her axe down into his thorax. You can concede to me, dude. I'm not even a part of this tribe, right? Wouldn't like you be lost to someone important.
And as you say that and the axe sinks in, you see that one of his knees buckles under the weight of this slash, and you actually see that he comes down. As you hit him in his thorax, but because he is not a bug, it was his torso. But yeah, so your axe is sunk into his torso, and you see him grit his teeth and look at you. And as the axe is still in, he leans down and just says, "I hope you are ready to bear the weight of 1,000 years of tradition on your tiny, tiny shoulders." And as he says that, blood begins to pour out of his mouth. He doesn't seem like he actually has very much long on this world.
Cool. She's just gonna say to him, "Well, it's a good thing I'm really fucking strong."
And as you pull your axe out, you see that there is just this almost small waterfall of red that just comes coursing out of his torso, and he just falls onto his side, no longer moving. The camp is silent, and then you start hearing as Torizo stands up, "Hail the new chieftain!" And as he does, there is a wave of these Goliaths that begin all cheering as Gwen has taken down Herois, and that is where we are going to call it for tonight's session. We ended up running a little long, but we had an Xfinity bump earlier, so I figured it was kind of okay. Plus, you know, oh dang, GB, thank you for the mega cheer.
Yay!
Thank you. But yeah, so next week we will find out about Gwen Chieftain Gwen of the Thunderfoot clan. I'm sure nothing weird or bad's gonna happen involving that at all. So, RJ, where can we find you? What do you do?
Hey everybody, I'm RJ here on the channel, but you can catch me on Twitter and Twitch at RJustice282, where I tweet about the nerdy things in my life and how buffs. You catch me here on Monday, Caelum, Shatterkai Cleric. Tuesday, we're having dinner with Strahd. Come join us. I play Bartholomew during Curse of Strahd, run by the lovely Danae Keener. I'm also over on Pro Restart's channel on Sunday with the equally lovely LBHackEmUp. 8 p.m. EST. We play the Cypher system. And I'm also helping out over at Open Adventures channel, doing some dev work. Go check them out as well.
Nice. LB, where can we find you? What do you do?
Hi, I'm LBHackEmUp, and I have a lot of responsibility today and tomorrow. I forgot we're having dinner with Strahd. You can find me here Mondays and Tuesdays. Tuesdays I play the very polite Silmi. Mondays I play the very impolite Gwen. Wednesdays I'm normally on Dammit Barry's channel, but I won't be because that Hype Goblin is going to be in town, and we're going to do stuff, like IRL stuff. Sorry, guys. But it'll be pictures. And then Sunday you can find me at Pro Research channel at 8 p.m. And then at 4 o'clock we are doing Monster of the Week on Game Nights, which is GG in-game. There's 2 Gs in-game, 1 K for nights. We're every other week, so we're not on this Sunday, but the next Sunday I'm super hyped because it's a good game. Yeah, I'm in a lot of good games. There's a lot of responsibility on me this week. I have to get up early tomorrow. That's me. I'm gonna go get some more alcohol.
It seems pretty good. Danae, where can we find you? What do you do?
I'm sorry, did you say Danae?
I did.
Oh god, no, I don't. I go last! Hi, my name's Danae Keener.
No,
I do nerdy drawings mostly related to things on this channel. You can find me at DanaeKeener.com. I'm also running Curse of Strahd tomorrow. And I'm going to get you back for getting after me out of order. Cyberwolf, what do you do? DanaeKeener.com.
DanaeKeener.com. Hi, I'm Cyber. You can find me on Twitter at CyberWolf1201, where I shitpost and talk about random stuff that's going on. I also stream at twitch.tv/cyberwolf1201. It's you play video games bad and talk about lore. Sometimes we try to get the lore out of bad video games, like we tried to do last week. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but you know what? It's okay, because you can find all of those archives at a YouTube with illegible URLs, youtube.com/cyberwolf1201. You can also find a podcast that Kyle with an N and I do called Let's Talk About It, where we get drunk, do parkour, and talk about RPG stuff. Kylan's back in town, so we might be recording something real soon, and it might have a guest. And we might be talking about something that happened a month ago. You can also find D&D Beyond tutorials there. And because I finally have a legible URL, we're giving away this. It's a gesture pin that you could only have gotten at Gen Con. Go to at Cyberwolf1201 on Twitter to enter that. And if you have problems, I don't know how to help you. I've never used Gleam.io. But for other RPG stuff, you can find me here on Mondays. Hey, you found it. You found us. Good for you. But you can also find me on Thursdays, where I play Albus the Calastra Bard on our Ghosts of Saltmarsh, Salt Bays, Acquisition Incorporated matchup game. And it's a good time. Yeah. Hoy.
And even though I did the exits out of order, which I don't know why I did, there's something about playing this game today that has just frazzled me. But Hey fella, if you've made it this far, you probably already know who I am. It's me, your buddy, your pal, your friend, the Indoor Adventurer, the showrunner here at twitch.tv/Indoor Adventures, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, where we do all sorts of D&D/tabletop RPG content. We also have a Patreon set up at patreon.com/Indoor Adventures, where we have an after show. So if you're interested in learning more about any of the NPCs that you encountered, or have questions for these players, or any of that other kind of stuff, feel free to drop it in our Discord chat. Questions for the courts, and you can find our Discord linked below, whether it is the audio cast, video cast, or the live stream of this game. I also try and do Saturday morning streams at 11 a.m. I have tried to having them be community games. This week on Saturday, we are actually going to be doing our Looming 20s game. So if you have enjoyed the adventures of Hazel, Harker, Beltane, and Lilith going around in GB's spooky noir setting, consider checking out those disasters here at twitch.tv/Indoor Adventures at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. But with that, we are going to be going into our after show. Thank you to Runaway Robot earlier for the raid. Thank you to everybody for all them biddies. Thank you for all of the new subs and follows. It was really cool being able to see all of that support coming out all at once. It was really cool. But until next time, we'll see you guys later. All right, everybody. Bye-bye.
Hail the new chieftain!
New chieftain!
I almost died.